Hey, what's going on, everybody? Cause I'm a Fury here, and I'm back with a little bit of gaming related info. I know it's been a long time and stuff, but as of lately, there's been a lot of resurgence in my comment sections, what little comments I do have about the Switch. And every time someone comes along and want to contest why the Switch doesn't have something, they always talk about Doom and how it runs on a Switch, let alone that they never accept the fact or make peace with the fact that it is an inferior version. But it's always, oh, well, it's on there. It's a miracle that it runs on the Switch rather than does it run efficiently. See, there's a difference. Would you spend 60 full on dollars to buy that version when you can get a better version as a greatest hits for $20 on the PlayStation 4 or on the Xbox One, which you can get on Game Pass if you got monthly, or you can buy it for $20 as well. Or it's a reduced price on the birthplace of Doom, the PC. Would you spend this much money on the Doom version for the Switch? Would you spend money on that? I don't think so, unless this is the only console you rock with, unless you're delusional as fuck thinking that this is the best version. Or, like I said in previous videos, maybe you like the pimp portability. That's your biggest selling point, and that is another tired talking point. Portability is another tired talking point. Whoop-de-freaking-do that it goes portable. But for what? 2 hours maximum? Then you have to find some place to charge it. It's going to run at a reduced frame rate because of the demands on the engine is going to start getting tired. It's going to overheat. When you're home playing it for long periods of times, you're ruining the battery life as it sits in the dock. This is my biggest complaint about the Switch, is that it's not next gen software that can compete with the other hardware giants. It's just not going to happen. And just the fact that it's coming onto the Switch doesn't mean that the Switch deserves the praise, because first off, y'all need to hold Nintendo accountable for making this console, or hybrid, or whatever you want to call it, the way they do, for the simple fact that now you're all complaining about everything. You're wondering why the whole presentation at Direct is strictly on Smash Brothers for the most part, because there's nothing else they have for you. This has been a piss poor year for the Switch. I don't care what you say. It has been. For a system that's selling this amount, that can go out the door really quick when you don't have even the first party games flowing. They've done better with the third party games, but have they really done anything great? Obviously they haven't, for the simple fact that this is the Doom excuse now to go along with the port begging. The port begging is another issue. Like, goddamn, like they're still doing that. They really still are doing that. I mean, my friend has shown me more proof, and I'm like, why is this even happening? Haven't you got it through your skulls right now? Just because they got Doom to run on there doesn't mean everything else can run on there. You're not getting Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't care if it was on last gen, because truth be told, this system cannot run a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, let alone fit it on that little fucking cartridge. So stop with that. It doesn't have enough onboard memory as is. So why are you even asking for that? Oh, you got Dragon Ball Z fighters coming for that? Look at the cell shading on that. Yes, the cell shading started back how many generations ago? Dragon Ball Z Fighter doesn't mean a damn thing. And think of it, you talking about Wolfenstein? Yes, whoop-de-doo. for the simple fact that that same company has put out other games on the Switch, be it inferior ports and stuff. And don't sit here and try to call me a graphics whore, because if, number one, Nintendo brought out a home console which was slightly less powerful than the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, yet had the internal hardware and chipset capable of running a fluid version without it being sound missing, without it being such a downscale, it wouldn't be a problem. But no, they want to give you this hybrid, tell you, it's gaming on the go, give you a limited battery, and then charge you up the wazoo for accessories. I mean, they haven't even gotten their online thing off the ground yet like it should be. Like like the whole infrastructure, how the Switch is coming is just shit. And boy, I understand there's people, we have some kind of loyalty to Nintendo somehow. Don't ask me why. Well, I know why. I'm just joking. It's because they are one of the last Mohicans. Remember the days of Sega and Nintendo? They are one of the last two left. Sega's just putting out shitty games when they can. But they're not really doing much like they should. And then Nintendo's the last one making consoles like that really are out there, that are really popular. And to see them go down this route and not put out enough and just keep repeating the same mistakes they repeated on the Wii and the Wii U, despite the Wii being super successful, like I said in the previous video, it crashed and burned pretty horribly in its ending. And then the Wii U just took that shit momentum and just kept running with that shit momentum. Sometimes you have a great beginning, but it's all about how your ending. Why do you think the DS is still doing as well as it is? Because it still is putting out games that people want to play, and they get a better portable experience. You want to pimp portability, Switch fans? Not have one. But I'm not delusional. I know what its strength is, like I said before. But look, just to nip this in the bud before I rant on repetitively, just because Doom runs on this thing doesn't mean it's gonna get everything. All right, they had to do a lot of sacrifices to get Doom to run on there, and it's just games like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty, something of the caliber of God of War. They all had, the Switch will have to severely sacrifice and give you either a shorter game with rich, robust backgrounds, or strip down the graphical fidelity, strip down the background detail to actually make fluid gameplay and a more sustainable span of time you will be spending playing that game. It worked for Breath of the Wild. I don't care what you say about that. Breath of the Wild graphically is inferior to the previous version. Like, yeah, it got more in it because they had to strip it down and spread it out. It's like, it's like you got that nice piece of bread and you only got one scoop of peanut butter left. Do you put it in the middle of the bread, or do you spread that shit as thin and even as possible to give you a better taste overall on that bread? That's easy to catch and follow. But anyway, as always, keep watching what you want, keep gaming the way you want, keep being you. Thank you for listening to One Man's Rant. This is Cause I'm a Fury. I'm out. Back to work for me. Peace.